Hello everybody, I'm Drawing Chaos and welcome back to Satisfactory. Now, funny story, the game came out like almost a year ago. I have not beaten said video game, but I have 900 hours on this single map. And I'm sure a lot of you are asking the very important questions. What the hell is wrong with you? How have you not finished this? What does this map even look like that has a 900 hours on it? And a whole plethora of other questions. Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain a little bit. Alright, to start things off, I wanted to show you this factory right here. Just so you can see the level of detail and craziness that goes into each and everything. Alright, now first off, some of you are looking at this and probably going, yeah, this is not going to take no 900 hours, this one factory. But you look a little higher and then, okay, but that still shouldn't take 900 hours. But then you look a little higher and then it's like, okay. But ladies and gentlemen, we're getting off the rails and I think it would best to show you everything if we start at the beginning. So let's make our way back to our home. Bye, buddy. And we are back at the home.
You know you have a trash can, right?
Thanks, Ada. So this is the original hub. Yes, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, but I built it over here for a very specific reason. One, the area looks gorgeous. Two, the scenery is phenomenal. And three, it gave me a chance to build my wonderful, beautiful home. So unlike most Satisfactory players, I actually wanted a house because I've played a little bit too much Minecraft and I thought it would look amazing. We have the foyer with all your stuff that you can put over here. You know, you can take your coat. We have the trophies that we have, any excess items like hard drives or anything cool like that. I love my little somber sloop light, night light or whatever. I have the full-fledged trophies over here, one power shard, one mercer sphere, and one somber sloop, which on there, that looks so cool. That is like a beautiful like rock glowing night light, whatever you want to call it. Then we have the mighty living room. Thanks to 1.1, I was able to upgrade my couch, so now it actually looks like a decent couch. I love this. I love how this came out. And then I got my big screen TV where I can watch the game, or I have my thinking chair. This is awesome because you can basically just sit in here and then ponder the world and look at all the beautiful landscape. That is amazing. I love it. Little workstation, stuff like that. And of course, a house would not be perfect without a master bedroom, which of course I had to upgrade and make it look so much nicer. And the master bathroom, which has a nice walk-in shower and of course a jacuzzi. So going out back, we got the hot water heater, we got a beautiful grill, we got a bar. Welcome to Drinking Chaos. Oh, and by the way, some of this stuff, just put it in here, like you got the nice little ice bin chilling up everything. And then of course, any drink you want. What'll it be, barkeep? Then I was able to upgrade my beautiful fire pit, and then everything's over here. And then of course we can chill out at the beach. We got the swing set that's over here for the kids. And then of course, you know, you could just chill over here, take a look at the sights and all that, and it looks wonderful. Now I gotta say, a lot of people probably don't care about the house. They want to look at factories. What does a factory look like? But just so you know, this house over here, definitely I probably put in at least 50 hours into building all this and making everything look good. All right, now to traverse in this wonderful game, you have a couple options. You have the hypertube cannon, we got teleporters up and running, and we have a train network that is just dedicated to just single person train. But because I know none of you want this video to be like an hour long, let's take the teleporter. Now the nice thing about this is each one of these has a point of interest that we can actually go to. So I think we need to start off with one of the oldest ones, even though I had upgraded it. Let us check out, I have to link it real quick. Now this will lead us to Chain Lightning, which was my mid-tier power plant. I did upgrade it but I'll tell you more about it when we get there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chain Lightning. 144,000 megawatts of power, or 144 gigawatts of power in one small compact space. Now, this is a reworking of what I originally made back in the day when I was using diluted fuel. I decided to upgrade the recipe so I could use less resources, and we decided to go over rocket fuel. Now, a couple things are coming in here. We have oil, we have sulfur, a little bit of what is that, iron ore, and we have some nitrogen gas, which is actually coming in via the drones. And I decided to keep relatively the same setup for the fuel generators, but I was able to move them back and keep the theme of this, which was having all the chains over here, having the chain spirals, all this kind of stuff in each and every one of them. But I will tell you, the front of this, oh my god, looks so amazing. We got to get in the right spot so you can see how amazing this looks. That right there is glorious. Now, the original one in the front looked insane as well, but this kept the theme of it and everything like that, and I think it looks phenomenal. All right, next up, we're going to the Blue Lake. And this right here is producing me all the drone fuel I need for my entire world. It is compact, it looks freaking phenomenal, and if I ever wanted to, I could use all of this for fuel. But of course, I'm making plenty of power, as you'll see later on in this video. But this right here was my first attempt at rocket fuel, because rocket fuel is one of the best items to use for fuel in this entire game. And the excess is being put into awesome sinks so I can get tickets, and as you can see, I have plenty of parts per minute. Now, this area does hide one more unique thing, but we're gonna have to go off the side to be able to see it. Now, if you jump into Oblivion, you can come all the way down here and voila, big scary cave. Now, what did I put in this lovely cave? Well, I'm glad you asked. It definitely wasn't spiders. Behind this solid plexiglass of walls is my beautiful factory, making me all the weapons I could ever ask for. Now, granted, I didn't make a way to actually get in here, but just having it in the cave all glowy like this, oh, this is glorious. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to make me a lot, it just has to work. Now, let me turn the light on and you can see what I got. I got cluster bombs, and then over here I have explosive rebar, and then on this side I have the nukes, and quite a bit of them, hooked up to a beautiful dimensional depot. Each one of them is hooked up to a depot, and the idea behind this was I was taking one useless SAM node, turning that into whatever items I needed by, you know, basically converting everything into other things, and then basically making everything in this nice, unique, beautiful looking cave. All right, next up in chronological order, I want to show you my mid-tier base. Or I would if I didn't delete it. Yes, over here in the Gold Coast where I have this lovely train station, there was a base over here. And I destroyed it. Now, why did I destroy it? Well, because I needed all the material that were coming over here for other things for my late game factory. Not to mention, see that lovely tower over there? Well, that replaced it. But honestly, I'm okay with what we have over here right now. But let's set our sights on something bigger. As I alluded to in the beginning of the video, this is my beautiful, wonderful clock tower. This took me so long to build, but was so worth it. I took material from the forest, brought it all the way down, all the way through, and then put it into here so I could have the tower. I made sure that the entranceway was nice and epic going into there. And this was right around the time that we had 1.1, which means that everything in here had the ability with all the extra stuff and whatnot. So we had, was it personal elevators? I was utilizing different materials like the braided cable clusters. I can actually put some light on there so you can see it. But basically everything in here was designed with up-to-date technology, even, you know, putting vents on the side for a little decor. Now, what's so great about this, I may hear you ask? Well, each and every floor is actually producing me all the items in the game, and it's putting them into storage containers. Not to mention, if we look into, say, this one right here, you can see that this is making me aluminum ingots, which is great because this right here is our first cutoff point, which means all this down here is making me base components. Then I go up into the second section, and now all these items over here are making me wonderful, what are they called? Like, if those are base components, these would be basic components. You know, stuff like iron plates, iron rods, wire, quick wire, all that good stuff. And if we go into one of the transition areas, you can see that it has a little bit of fun into it. But mainly it's just for some spiral staircases to get us to the next part, because these personal elevators can only go up like 200 meters or something like that. So, you know, we can only do so much. But now we get into the next area, which is like sub-complex parts, I guess is the best way to put it. I got items that are coming in here, and they're making things like reinforced iron plates. And I'm not gonna lie, I even added in a little spicy stuff right before we got to the very top. Which, if we go there now, this final quarter of the tower is making me all the complicated items. High-speed connectors, basically if it's made in a manufacturer, a blender, oh my god, we even went to above and beyond. Where is it? Not this one, not this one, not this one. Ah, there we go. We even went above and beyond and put in some quantum encoders. I got neural quantum processors. I got this thing that's making me superposition oscillators. All of this in a nice compact space. Hell, I even got drones flying in here because apparently there's a height limit on the drones. They have to stop at a certain area. Who knew? Also got power shards being made here. This factory makes everything. And then, of course, we have the fun at the top that's just leading into the final clock, which is insanely high. Like, if you think that that was just a small circle, oh no. No, 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 no. This thing is freaking huge. We have signs upon signs. We have conveyor belt Mark 6. Made glowing effects and everything. I have a video out if you basically want to see how to make this, but needless to say, this right here took forever, but I love it. I say it's worth it. Now the real question is, did I make it so that you could actually go across here? Look at that. That is awesome. Now here's the fun part. How are all these items going on there? Well, I have a beautiful item spine all the way on the back side, and with all the Mark 6 conveyor belt lifts, that looks awesome. I love it. I love it. This is my favorite build in the entire map. Not the longest, mind you, but definitely my favorite because it came out tremendous. All right, time to go to the longest thing in this map, the one thing that took the most amount of time to make, my uranium power plant. If you thought that sky beam was amazing, oh, this one takes the cake. Everything about this build is it's just insanity. To think this up, to create this, to literally build this, to make it work properly, took so many hours, took so many complications, took so many issues, but I gotta say, it was so worth it. Hell, just being able to stand up here and look out into the abyss, woo, freaking awesome. But I guess you can't really grasp the gravity of the situation without getting a little distance for it. Behold my uranium power plant. Oh, that looks sick. Thanks to this baby over here, I am producing 1 terawatt worth of power in this entire playthrough. We have trains, we have drones, we have sky beams, we have bigger sky beams, we have radiation up the wazoo. And as you can see, we have a perfect line of 1.02 terawatts of power. That is nuts. But you know what's really crazy about this is clean energy. We have these making uranium power. We have these over here making us plutonium power. And if that wasn't enough, in the front, I don't even know if you want to call this the front, in the Coliseum, we have these down here, which are making us Fixonium power. That's right, this thing processes everything down to nothing. And it is just the biggest meme ever, because I don't know why anybody would subject themselves to doing this. I did it, but that was just for the like, comment, and subscribe. So don't forget to do that. The best time would have been 5 minutes ago. The other second best time would be now. The best part about this is if we go down floor by floor, you can see just how insane this build becomes. Each floor was made to look phenomenal, made to be walkable, basically made to be a what's the word for this? It kind of looks like you're walking in a, well, less of a power plant and more of like a temple. Like, it's a temple with conveyor belts. That's pretty much what it is. And yes, every bit of this is nuts. I don't even have freaking stairs that go all the way down to the bottom. Oh my god, that is so loud. But with the train station in here, that is nuts. Oh my god, I geek about this build all the time. This is my second favorite thing that I have made in this entire playthrough. And then of course with the lighting and everything, oh, so good. Love that green. Oh, that's right, I haven't even shown you one of the coolest things that was made in here. We just need to fly on through. See that nice blue glowing light over there? Bet you're wondering what it is. What the hell is this thing? It's decoration. The most insane decoration we could ever have. What is, like, what is this? Like, what is this? This right here took me so long to make, looks so amazing, and overall just, it's just nuts. It's, everything about this is nuts. I will tell you one thing, that this right here took me months to create, and it ain't going nowhere. It is a complete staple of the world. And I would love to just jump in this portal and go to the next thing, but that's not where it is, because there's actually one more piece to this puzzle. All right, playing chicken with a train is never good. Perfect. So this train that actually goes in here brings me some other materials. See, everything in the swamp area was not enough for what I needed to go. So I needed to borrow a few resources from the desert area. And I figured if I'm gonna borrow some items over here, I might as well build a small little factory. Well, mostly because I ran out of room. But this over here is making me 6 nuclear pasta per minute just to help process the rest. Yep, the rest of all of that wonderful power. And of course I made it look like a riverboat for no apparent reason, but this is fun. I had to give it a bunch of style and everything like that, but it did not come out too bad, I gotta say. Now, last but certainly not least is my end game build. And currently it's a work in progress, but I like to call it Project Karath. Chaos ridiculously overbuilt temple hybrid. Now, will it become a temple? Probably, considering how I build everything else around here. But this is currently in work in progress kind of thing, so I don't really want to show off too much of it. There's a playlist if you want to see how it's been going, and we'll definitely do a nice little video at the end showcasing everything. But one of the things I did want to showcase on here is this area right here, because this is where the portals have been that I've been going around and viewing the entire world. This is also where my space elevator is going to be for the final phase of completion. Because yes, I have not completed the entire game. I haven't even added in any single one of the final items, but I will be doing that, and it'll be glorious. But alas, that would be it if I didn't have something special for you. The Pit of Death. No, I'm just kidding. Now, I saved this for the end because I know some people don't really care about the holiday stuff or the craziness of it. But this over here is my Fixmas factory. That's right. In honor of Fixmas, in honor of the craziness, I decided to make an entire giant factory in the starter biome and make it look glorious. Praise be Fixmas. Yep, we were having a blast making everything look really cool over here. Oh, there's a magic cave down here? What? Wait, does this lead to the thing? Does this lead to the... Oh, yes! Spiders! No, I'm just kidding. So I put in a portal that would lead to this. So if you portaled over here, you would come to the elves' home in this beautiful factory. Now there's another way to get in here, so, you know, it's not really that bad, but I tried to just shove everything all nice and compact in here, overdid everything as is tradition. And of course, we have the main entrance where you get sterilized, and voila. I even have that bringing in coal, that powered the whole thing, because it's gotta be a coal power plant over here. It's just gotta be, in honor of the holidays. Not to mention, we made a nice little, lovely little Fixmas village over here. Oh, it's so quaint. It's so nice. And one of my favorite things was this beautiful monorail that we made. Now, granted, it's a little bit unusable at the moment, and I'll show you why. My favorite way to turn off the factory was just to basically break the line. There's lore behind it and everything. And of course, I use this little like hole in the ground to process all my trees onto my lovely train. But needless to say, that is it. I've showed you pretty much everything. Maybe not the little things like some drone ports and whatnot. I would give this to you guys as a save, but unfortunately, because I broke the load limit and everything, I don't think anybody's going to be able to load this. Well, unless they've done the things that I've done. But other than that, this has been fun. I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe so you can see more, especially when I build my late game, end game build and get that up and away. But I think it's time to rest. And speaking of rest, one last thing I would love to show you guys is this over here. This is my little memorial. Yeah. You can probably figure out what's going on. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you had fun. And I will definitely see you all in the next video. Have a good one, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
And here I thought you went through all that effort to make that for a good reason.
Thanks, Ada. You're the best.